Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's cryptocurrencies update for June the 23rd, 2023. I know you're thinking, what? It says June 16, 2023. This is last week's introductory slide or opening slide. What are you doing? I wanted to show you this one as a reminder that last week we were looking tentatively higher, that things were hanging in there. The week before, we were looking lower. I could pull that slide up for you as well. So you can see the progress that's been made. 2 weeks ago, we were looking lower. We had a rock climber going down. Last week, we said, well, it looks like we might have a tentative bottom in place. And remember, the day after, this was on Friday the 16th, on Saturday the 17th, I said, we have a low in place. We're going to go much higher. That was the trigger. I hope you responded to it. And yes, Bitcoin didn't even reach its minimum downside target for a second wave, but it says nowhere that we must go to a certain retrace level. 10% retrace is still a retrace, such as 90% as well, to be determined which one the market will choose. Ethereum did a picture-perfect retrace, where we were looking for 1690 plus minus 15. I think we got 1700. So that one worked brilliantly, and it shows it doesn't work all the time. As always, 60% of the time, it works every time. Please watch Anchorman, super funny. I like Will, what's his name? The actors in the movie, fantastic, funny movie. Anyway, we were looking tentatively higher, and we are now climbing full-on higher. It is a full-on blast up, straight up. That's what we're seeing. And this lady, oh my God, what... I would never be able to do that with my 6'5" clumsiness. I could never do this. I might have the upper body strength, but just my limbs would be in the way. Anyway, straight up it is. So this was the summary slide from last week. All right, we were looking for 23.5 plus or minus 1. We got 24.7. Was it close enough? We're going to monitor for 5 waves up. And remember, we were monitoring for 5 waves up. I warned you June 17th that we got this, looking for the retrace. Boom, nailed it. Ethereum, boom, nailed it. Mara, correction was complete. Boom, nailed it. We're targeting $14 to $15.50. Well, let's have a look. What is Mara trading at right now? I think we got to as high today as about $13. Getting close. Riot, correction looks also complete. These ones have been beauties to trade. I made hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these ones. Easy peasy lemon squeeze, if not thousands. So we got as high as $12. So far, so good. We're getting close. I don't think the upside is done on these ones just yet. So always remember the importance of stop losses, all right? If you think a trade's not working, take the loss, all right? Move on to the next trade. It's fine. We're not married to any position. If you have tax reasons for not selling, screw it. We're in it to trade. We're not in it for tax reasons. And remember, my work is 70% reliable, 95% accurate. So if we say we should ideally see a retrace to 38.2 to 76.4%, that is the largest, I would say, range we're going to give, and we don't even get that. It happens, right? It doesn't mean we are wrong. We have to start off with the known unknown. We know we're going to drop. We just don't know by how much. So we start off with that. And eventually, we'll get it right. Get breakouts. So if we get a retrace into the breakout is to be bought. So trading is really not all that difficult. It really is not. If you have problems, please contact me about how to trade. Remember, small gains make the game, because this is baseball. We always swing for the fences, but most of the time we got first and second base hits. Let's start off then with some of the altcoins. Cardano is tentatively moving above 30 cents. I really want to see like a multi-day close above it. So this could have bottomed, but I don't have any confirmation for it just yet. It's very, very early days. We're pretty much back to where we were a couple of days ago. So this is not really any progress. I don't think you're missing out on anything. Focus should have been on Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as the mining companies, in my humble opinion. That's where the money is to be made. Avalanche, look at that. It's knocking on the door with 1345. We got as high as 1350. Remember, we said we want to see it get above 1345 to start to become more bullish. So this is a good start, but I don't have full confirmation just yet. Okay, it's a good start. We're getting there. Binance Coin, on the other hand, completely rejected at the floor, which was 265. So I'm not too positive about this one either. We need to close above 265. Link, okay. Got to give it some credit. It's trying. This looks pretty good that we might have completed wave 5 of 5. Okay, so this one we're going to start tracking. Okay, this one we're going to start tracking. There you go. Wave 5 of 5 should potentially have completed, but please remember where we are. As you can see, we're below the 50-day, we're below the 200-day, and we're back above the cloud. But again, we are not even above $6.50, I would say. We're back above the floor. We're still below the cloud, so this is still 100% downtrend. So it's very early days, but it's good. The first thing has been made, and that is we're back above the floor. So technically, this could have bottomed. So this one's back on the radar. Polygon, it's not even back above 74 cents. So this one is not back on the radar. So of all these, Cardano starts to poke its head above the sand, is improving. Avalanche is trying to get there, 1345-ish. That's what we want to see. We're at 1330, getting close. Binance Coin, not going to touch this one yet. Link, or cover it, I mean. Link, all right, that one requires now for us to cover this in more detail. Polygon, not yet. How about Solana? Solana needs to get back above, as we said, $18.60. It's not even close. So this one we're not going to cover either. So we can still be in this wave 4. Okay, why do we need $18.60? Because then this potential wave 1 will be overlapped by this potential wave 4, which is not allowed. Then we say the low is in place and we're going to start looking higher. All right, on to the big boys. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looks good. Yesterday's pullback could technically be all of wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now in wave 5, as we said, 31,500 to potentially 32,000. Can go much, much higher. Fifth waves do tend to extend in cryptocurrencies. So we can get something like we saw here in January. Okay, wouldn't surprise me. Or we get something that we saw here in March. It wouldn't surprise me. So then all we completed so far is this. Okay, and we are now here. You can always subdivide. Please keep that in mind. But so far, so good. This looks good. Wave B has now been confirmed because we have traded above wave A. It also means wave C is now underway. For all we care, wave C could complete soon, but I don't think so. I think wave C is going to subdivide into 5 larger waves all the way to our bigger upside target, as thou might remember. Let's have a look here to about 42,000, 48,000. That remains our ideal upside target. Okay, so we then have wave B at this month's low. This is the monthly chart. And we're now in wave C. Okay, wave C. There, good target for a CSA relationship. Note this is a log scale, but this looks pretty good. We got a little bit more shallower retrace. Though we got to 24,602 instead of 23,700. So we're off by about 1,000. Not too shabby still for a forecast that was made many months ago. And we should now be in this wave C. And I think this wave C is going to subdivide just like this wave A. This wave A lasted 1 month, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Wave B lasted about 2.5 months. So we should see another wave C that's going to last a few months. But first, I want to see this wave 1 complete, a pullback for wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. With the potential, we're just going to go straight up for the next 2 months, similar to what we saw in March and April, or what we saw here in November, December, into February. But wave B is completed, wave A is completed as well. Ethereum, look at that bad boy. We're right here at the 161.8% extension. So wave 3 could still be underway, and wave 4 could have bottomed at today's low. Then wave 3 was yesterday's high. So also here we now have technically enough waves in place, with down days being second and fourth waves. Okay, so we're going to zoom in. We zoom in, you can see it loud and clear. 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, and now in wave 5. Alternatively, this is still part of wave 3, as I showed you for Bitcoin. we can still subdivide higher, as you saw here in March through April. So I have no signs that this gray wave 1A has completed. Okay, we need to drop back below today's low to confirm that. I use here the ideal Fibonacci-based impulse pattern, and now it's up to the market to decide to follow it, yes or no. It doesn't have to. What I do like, of course, is that we have completed a low here, very close to the CSA relationship for the orange wave C, which is the micro degree, the gray degree. So we got all very close. For 1640, I think, was my ideal downside target. And we got to like 1620 or something like that, or 1600, whatever it is. Very, very close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are not enough scribbles in place to suggest 5 waves higher. So a pullback can be anticipated anytime. Though we might see just a shallow pullback as we saw here in March. Okay, we might see a shallow pullback. Just like wave 2 here for Ethereum, just marginally bottomed in this ideal 2 target zone here in blue. Bitcoin, on the other hand, did not. Bitcoin should have dropped ideally to about 26, 25 and a half. Didn't we? We got barely 26 and a half. It happens. It happens. So everything looks great. Oh boy, I forgot to put up the mining companies, which of course need to be covered as well. And here is ETHE. Looks also good here. Still has some more work to do to get to our ideal $12 to $13 target zone. How are we doing on GBTC? GBTC looks insanely strong, like this. Picture perfect. So we're getting, so this wave 5 of C is now essentially confirmed. Okay. So we have barely any subdividing waves. And remember, we are really at the outside of the upper Bollinger Bands. So some bigger pullback should be anticipated, which would match Bitcoin's wave 2/B, right? Because GBTC tracks Bitcoin. And then this wave 5 of C is going to subdivide. We start off with this ideal target zone based on a simple relationships of where fifth waves relate to first waves, etc. With the notion that fifth waves can subdivide and extend. So subdivision seems logical. Support 1675, 1620. I like it. We have a new uptrend high. Also, this one's been a moneymaker. Nothing too difficult in trading this one. But we might start to expect a pullback pretty soon. If not, it's going to be a temporary one before we blast higher again to have a more subdivisions going on. It's very hard to tell with this just straight up, but it looks like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and now in 5. That is my initial and interpretation of this straight up move. It is literally, really like this, literally. So this needs some churn, I would say, like we had here. I would say in January, potentially here as in March, to get back inside the Bollinger Bands. Gone too far, too fast. All right, how are we doing on the mining companies? I thought I had all these up, but somehow they are not. Looks good here, 3, 4, and now potentially 5. So also this one has now gone 5 waves higher. 1, 2, and then earlier this week was 3. Yesterday's low was 4. Okay, and we're now in wave 5. Take the blue ones, which were the old ones, away, and we're getting awfully close, right? Awfully close here to the ideal upside target. We have now technically done enough waves to consider this wave 5. In my humble opinion, what looks like best as a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete, but I still think we need a few more subdivisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, to complete this wave 5. I still think we have not completed this wave 5 of 5 just yet. So now we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and now we have 5 underway for what looks best as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading diagonal. Okay. So this promises the next pullback should be a good buying opportunity as well. I still expect higher prices on this one for this green wave 5, which should subdivide into 5 smaller waves. Yesterday's rally was then wave 1. Today's drop was wave 2, and we should now be 3, 4, and 5. How are we doing on Riot? Also, this one's been great to trade, in and out. I love it. Looks good. The Bollinger Bands are starting to expand, so this is strength. This one might be a little bit behind Mara, in the sense that we could have a 1 here and a 2 here, and now in a wave 3. Alternatively, of course, we're forming some sort of ugly ending diagonal. But again, I need to see it break above resistance. We haven't broken on Riot above resistance yet, so still a little bit more tentative on this one. If we get the break above resistance, just as we did for Mara, then we're much more solid. Okay, for now, it's not breaking above it yet. If we do, then we have full confirmation for this wave 5, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, a perfect impulse, meaning that the first wave has completed. We'll go through a second wave, and then the third wave. Alternative A, B, C, of course, much larger A, B, C. But then, of course, the B wave will be the buying opportunity, and the C wave will be the profiting opportunity. So this looks good. I really want to see 5 waves up, because that will make my life so much easier, because then the next pullback, as I said, which will be a large pullback, probably back to about $9 to $6, not even that, $9 to $7, somewhere here, $9.50, $7.50 for a wave 2. That would be picture perfect. And that would align, I would think, with Bitcoin's 2/B, Ethereum's 2/B as well. Same for Mara. So we're getting close. I think Mara is getting close before we see a larger pullback, and then the next rally. Okay, so please keep that in mind where we are in the bigger picture. And again, there are no guarantees that that will be a buying opportunity. You're just going to sit on your hands now and let the market do it. Please raise your stops. Please take appropriate profits, all those things. Okay, please do so. It never hurts to lock in any gains. I'd rather take 100 times 0.5% than trying to sit and wait for 50%. It's the small hits that win the game. In my humble opinion, we're all different, which is all makes the market. Some like to trade options. I don't like to trade options. Some like to trade cryptocurrencies. They don't want to trade the money. Whatever floats your boat, it's all good. Just giving advice for those that want to trade whatever I cover. So it looks pretty good here. Again, some of these altcoins are starting to break higher, where I say, okay, it's time to pay some attention, but yeah, not just there yet. Focus remains on the Bitcoins and the Ethereums, and it starts to look pretty good here for, I would say, a top soon, and then a smaller pullback before we start the next rally. That is the ideal. We're trying to follow it and see if we can get that ideal path. Again, the wave 2/B target zone is based on a top at around 31,500, 32,000 for Bitcoin. We don't have to reach it, just like this green wave 2 didn't reach it. Ethereum did so. So I really want to urge you to take that inherent uncertainty and variability that we deal with into consideration. That it's impossible to always get exactly the target zones. We're doing a great job. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. And if you excuse those small misses, which are happening only 25 to 30% most of the time, you'll do great. Then you have a massive advantage. You should not make any losses. My humble opinion. If the losses you're making, then they should remain very small. Right? As soon as you don't feel good about the trade, kick out, do over. It's fine. It's not your fault. We all make mistakes. I did 73 trades this week. I think I had 3 or 5 losing trades. So they happen. Just cut them small. That's all I have for this week. Tentatively bullish on several altcoins. Remain bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum intermediate to long term. Intermediate term, let's put it like that, the next few weeks with an anticipated pullback soon. I remain bullish on the mining companies, also expecting a pullback soon. And the altcoins, several need to start breaking above resistance on the upside to start the next bull run. I hope you appreciate this update. Any questions, please let me know. If not, enjoy your weekend. Take care, trade safe. See you all next week. Bye.